Good afternoon and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Providence Holy Cross Medical Center, Hestia Med Spa, and Comfort Keepers in Home Care. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Gene Dorio,
on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And speaking of quality of life and speaking of seniors, the one and only Kevin Mcdonald, CEO of the Santa Cruz Valley Senior Center, joins us.
Hey, great to be with you.
Yes, how are you doing?
Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you. Nice to be here again.
Okie dokie. What's going on at the Senior Center?
What's going on? Well, we danced and played bingo in the rain and hail yesterday, so that was exciting. So,
it was great weather.
Yeah,
what a shock.
COVID's not going to get us down. The rain, the hail, whatever they throw at us. And I had about 25 cars in the parking lot at the Senior Center yesterday afternoon. True story. And they lined up, and we put in our FM transmitter so they could hear me in their car radio, so they didn't have to roll down their windows. And we just had a blast for about an hour or so. And I could see them laughing in their cars. I couldn't hear a thing. And I'm using every joke I know, and I don't know if they're going over well or not. But they came out for an hour of bingo and some fun in the middle of the afternoon. And they all came because we thought of canceling it. And someone said, do not cancel bingo for anybody. And they came. We had a nice time. We give some great prizes out from the local restaurants. We gave some gift cards from Marston's and Lucille's Barbecue and some other places. And that's our prizes so they can shop locally and eat locally.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, when they say that, we always tell our kids that how we walk through the snow and the sleet and the hail. Now we can say that we played bingo in the snow, the sleet, and the hail. And they probably won't believe us that we had such a tough time playing bingo.
Don't forget the rain.
And the rain.
Yes,
the rain.
Right.
Don't forget the rain.
In the middle of a pandemic in a parking lot at a senior center, and we're still going at it. So they're not inside. They're not even in the courtyard right now. They're outside. So we had a great time, and seeing the smiling faces as they're leaving, because I end up being crossing guard. And just seeing the faces of everyone leaving was just, it was special because, one moment at a time in our lives. And it's a gift. They really receive it as a gift, and their gratitude back as they're leaving was just, that's all we needed. That made my day. I got a few smiles from people leaving and laughing as they were leaving, and that's what we need to do for each other.
Yes, we absolutely do. Absolutely. That's wonderful.
So.
Well, I was in a completely different location yesterday. There was the dedication of the Sherry Fleming Auto Center Drive yesterday. Mm-hmm. And it was an absolutely beautiful program. It really was. Everyone was paying tribute to Sherry Fleming, who died, I think, about a year and a half ago. And the Auto Center Drive was dedicated in her name, the Sherry Fleming Auto Center Drive. And it was wonderful. There were a lot of people there. Most of us sitting in the rain with the umbrellas over us, you know. Right. But it was truly a delightful is not the word for it, but it was a beautiful event. It really was. And I can see where you're coming from with the bingo players and all that, being happy, playing in the rain and that kind of thing. And the same thing happened where I was. It was such a beautiful morning, really, even though it was raining. And I saw so many people there I haven't seen for over a year. Mm. And everyone was the place was packed, even though it was outside. Mm. People were standing because all the chairs were taken. And it was just a beautiful ceremony, if you want to call it that. It really was. And what a great dedication to her.
Nice of you to be there to support with a great lady.
Oh, yes.
Great family.
Well, yes. She was a Woman of the Year. She did everything in this community. An incredible volunteer. And she loved people. Mm-hmm. She really did. She was an incredible lady. She really was. And Dawn seems to be doing okay. He misses her terribly. I know he does, and but he was so happy to see so many people there. It was really great. It really was. So anyway, let's talk about what's going on at the senior center
Sure.
for the month of
Yeah,
February.
besides the bingo, we also had
Yes.
on Valentine's weekend, we showed Casablanca outside
Yes.
in the drive-in movie, and we gave them sparkling cider as they came in. We gave them cookies looking like hearts, so there was a date night for about 30 cars out there. And we started out with the speakers going loud in the parking lot, and then realized there's more homes that have been built near the senior center. We couldn't show Casablanca for 2 hours at night, so we switched onto the FM transmitter, and they all received the voice in their cars, and they just had a nice time out there. And again, one of those simple gestures that we're able to do for free to come out. So we'll continue with some movie nights and any activities we can as we continue through this transition, and hopefully opening up soon. So we're looking forward.
let's
We're
hope
looking forward
so.
to a bright future for sure.
Let's hope so. Oh, I'm getting so sick and tired of wearing this thing. You know? And of course, I'm not wearing it now because I'm 6 feet away from you.
Right.
So I'm okay.
Gotcha.
And 6 foot away from over there. So, and there's a plastic sheet there too. So we're all comfortable.
All right. All right.
So, Kevin, what's the next movie? Do we know yet?
No,
That
we're still
Mike McLean?
we're doing some research, and we'll pick out the day and time. And due to the as dark it is, this movie started at 6 o'clock, which is still reasonable. So we're gonna probably get a couple more in before the days get a little bit longer. So anyway,
Yeah.
6 o'clock is a good time
It is
because
good.
then you can get home at a decent time.
that's right, and that's the purpose of why we do it.
Yeah.
Try to do it early while they.
Yeah, I don't see any sense in starting a movie at 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Not for us.
No, not as we get older.
Not for us seniors.
We have to
That's
adjust to
right.
our crowd, and we do
Absolutely.
so. Don't you worry, Barbara.
Well, let us know as soon as you find out what the next movie is.
Okay, I will.
That'll be great.
And we still have our classes going on. They're all Zoom, but we hope to bring them back live in March. That's our plan, if things continue to go in the right direction as they are. But everything from Tai Chi to Sit and Be Fit to Zumba toning, and we're still doing everything for free. Once the pandemic started, we're doing all the classes for free. We have some great instructors, and they're doing it from their homes. And again, we'll bring them back in a few weeks to the senior center and go live again. But we're happy so many people are participating, and they're getting on. They're doing it for the comfort of the home, and they can turn off their camera so people don't have to see them sweat, which is good for some people. But flex and flow yoga. Introduction to drawing, just lots of things going on. Just go to our website and check out and grab a class and do something different and try it out. And that's what we encourage everybody to do.
Now that sounds good. And what is the website?
It is myscvcoa.org.
Okay. myscvcoa.org.
You got it.
That's the website.
Yep. And
Yes.
we're able to, go ahead, Dr. Jane.
Well, tell us about the food preparation and feeding our seniors and assuring that they have appropriate nutrition, especially during these tough times where we have trouble getting out of our homes, let alone preparing food.
Right. I worked with our kitchen staff just a few weeks ago at 5 in the morning, because that's when they show up, a little bit before 5. And the cooks go in there in Santa Creta, and they start working and preparing, and then go by the menus and the recipes and everything else going on, and then prepare the meals. So we have a menu for the month, and they follow that. And we have to follow, the county has this group called CNS, which oversees everything for nutrition. And they meet with us at least once a month to go over making sure the quantities are correct, the nutritional value is correct. They always yell at me because I sneak in a few more cookies into our meals than they want me to. But if they're going to get me for anything, get me for too many cookies while Kevin's in charge, and that's okay. But the rest of the meal meets all the nutritional guidelines except the cookies. But they have their protein, they have everything in there, and that's and the right quantity. And some people think it's too much, but we're not sure how many meals they're going to have a day, so we're okay with pushing the limit on quantity of food that they're getting. And the quality of our cooks, they keep doing it here in Antelope Valley. We do the same meal in both locations, and they're producing some really, really nice stuff.
Well, from my experience, when Russ was having problems and I was having problems, I ordered from the senior center, and the one meal that came was enough for 2 people.
Yeah.
Or enough for 2 meals. a lunch and a dinner if a senior is by herself, you know. I mean, the meals were delicious, very tasty.
Yeah. And you know, the people who founded the, as you know, the Senior
Yes.
Center for Santa Creta always made a commitment to producing the meals on site. Now, not many organizations do that in the whole county.
That's right.
And Santa Creta's always said that. So when we built the new center, we built a pretty good-sized kitchen. It's still too small for us today. We've already outgrown it. But that's a whole nother story. But, you know, it's producing that food on site and giving it to the people. So we're held responsible for the meals as well. Other folks, other centers and stuff, they contract out and for different mass organizations that produce the food. But we do everything on site, so we have a real eye view of what's happening every day. I can walk into our ballroom and kitchen any day and see what they're producing and making every day, and they know they're making it for the people locally. So there's extra special touches of love that go along with it.
Well, you also deliver
Yeah.
the meals, don't you?
Yes, we're delivering over 500 meals every single day just in Santa Creta. So that has remained steady for a while now. At the peak of the pandemic, we were at 800, and we're steady at just over 500 meals every single day.
Well,
So,
I know those Meals on Wheels drivers love that job.
Mm-hmm.
I know they do. I used to do it.
Yep.
And it was so rewarding because I would take the meal out and give it to the people, and take it to their home, you know.
Right.
And they would be at the windows waiting in anticipation,
Yep.
you know. And it was nice to communicate with them and sit down for a couple of minutes with them and help them get it out and prepare it and what have you. And it was a very rewarding volunteer position. It really was. I don't know whether it's a paid position now or not.
No, it's all volunteer. We
Yeah.
have over 100 volunteers. We're still looking for drivers.
Fantastic,
But that tradition,
fantastic.
which is a wonderful tradition, continues.
That is marvelous because it's so rewarding. And I'm sure every single one of your drivers will tell you the same thing.
They do. That's why they
Oh,
keep
yeah.
coming back, and
I'm
we're
sure.
so grateful to them.
Yeah,
So, and
it's-
you know, when we do this, I want to share a couple stories if I can, just on the meal deliveries. The Assistance League came through, Ann Ritchie and her team, and they helped us deliver 540 individually wrapped muffins with our
yes.
volunteers drivers on Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day, they were able to. So, you know, kudos to the Assistance League for
Oh.
making that happen, and Ann Ritchie and her team. And
They're a great group of ladies.
you
They
know them
really
well,
are.
yeah.
Oh, yes. I belong to that organization, and it's wonderful.
But they add to what we do, and it's so nice to have that commitment from them and from the other groups that support us throughout the town, saying, during the pandemic, sometimes we couldn't deliver things to the home except for food, and now as things loosen up, we're able to do that. And then another good story is that the Stevenson Ranch Elementary School, their parent-teacher organization, delivered 100 beautifully wrapped, what they call boxes of love, which we're sending out this week. And I saw the drivers going out with these big boxes, like shoe boxes style, and with love in them, whatever that love looks like.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
they're delivering to the 100 most needy people this week. So, again, you got a PTO, you got the Assistance League, you got just so many different groups that come and support. And then the response from the participants is just, it's off the charts nice.
I
So-
can imagine it is. Oh, my goodness.
So, can I read you one thank you
Oh,
note?
yes.
Because I got
Please
a couple
do.
of those today.
Please do.
This is from one person just recently. I want to thank you for the wonderful thought in the lunch bag. On Valentine's Day, not just the food was delicious, but we loved the chocolates, and most of all, the beautifully hand-drawn Valentine cards that were included. These were
Oh, how
hand done by different people. It touched our hearts. Thank you. Thank you to the kids that surely expressed their feelings, and thank you to the person who came up with this wonderful idea. So the Boy Scouts have helped different groups, and they've, were able to send the cards home this year to people. And these are all homebound folks. So getting that card written by a child, not sure who they're sending it to, it still makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. And you
So-
have another one?
Yeah, I got another one. And
Good.
and they just come in randomly. You have kept me sane and given me hope and managed me to feed me during our confinement. That's how tough it is for some people.
Oh,
They
my
consider it a
goodness. That
confinement.
brings a tear to my eyes. Oh, good heavens.
And this lady lives in an apartment who gets it. So, and then I appreciate the people who take the time to just send the note, and they don't know who they're sending it to. They send it, and then we post it on a wall and kind of share it with our staff and our volunteers. Just one more for you. To all the staff and volunteers for all you do to give me, you give. I'm 83 years old. I don't drive. That's a good thing, she says. But have wonderful longtime friends and neighbors there to support me. And a few others get lunch from me during the week. They pick it up at the drive-thru. I am so thankful for Diane and Bert, a couple of our drivers, and for all of you and the folks. I'm eating well and staying healthy. And those just, we read these during our staff meetings each week, during our leadership team meetings, to make sure we stay on mission.
Yes. And they so appreciate hearing that, The appreciation is equal to the ones who receive the food and who write those notes.
Right. So it has taught me to write more notes because I didn't realize the impact it has on those that are trying to do the good work. And it's not about us. It's, the gratitude in this valley is just amazing. It is truly amazing that, you can give to people and sometimes you're not going to get a response, and that's part of life.
That's
true.
But
when you get the response, it's like it's double impact.
It's so much more meaningful.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yes. I totally agree.
And we are a village. And the village, we are taking care of each other, from the juniors to the seniors to everybody who's been involved. There's no doubt in, working with LA County, I know that our senior center has been full function, caring for seniors with the contributions from the Assistance League and so many other organizations to help out. It is a true village we have here in Santa Clarita that brings not only tears, Barbara, to our eyes, but, a welcome sign that, we are doing the right thing for every individual in our valley. And that is, there's nothing, and getting the thank you letters is great, but there's nothing more rewarding in our hearts that we know that we have cared for our fellow man.
That's right. And the volunteers that do it are incredible. They really are. And there's really, there's nothing more meaningful and more satisfying than being a volunteer for an organization, because you're helping their cause. You're helping people,
And we're still looking for them. So come on out if you want to volunteer. Give us a call.
Volunteer.
Give us a call. We also get, when Dr. Jean talks about that village, and you always have to say, we have an incredibly great county support. We also have an incredible city that is here.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I can name you 5 different departments from the city that are providing support to us in one way, shape, or form or another. It's a pat on the back. It's funding for this project. It's funding for different COVID projects that we've had to go through. It's helping fund whether we do all these concerts and recreation. That's support from our great city here, from Ken Striplin and his whole team and Frank and everybody else there. It's just they keep coming and giving back and saying, we want to support our seniors. They're a priority for us. And to have that from your city and your county, I mean, what a blessing that we're all fortunate to be in this village together. Absolutely.
We live in an incredible city, an incredible valley. The Santa Clarita Valley is a wonderful place to live. It really is. And just don't too many people come out here. We don't. we like it to stay a little bit smaller. I mean, I've lived here since 1968, and good heavens, the growth has been phenomenal. I mean, I used to ride motorcycles with my kids where the 14 freeway is now.
Yeah, but you and Jean are still giving back to the community, and that's what makes it great. So you can be here a long time. Just keep giving back, and they're going to keep coming, Barbara.
Well, that's good, because I don't plan on leaving anytime soon.
Yep.
And Kevin, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Great to be with you both.
It was great talking to you.
We appreciate it.
Yes, it was great. And I'm Barbara Carkin with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Daily Imprints is the premier one-stop shop for custom embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products in the Santa Clarita Valley. Owners Joe and Dana have provided KHTS with quality embroidered company shirts for over 3 years. If it's new business cards or promotional products you need to enhance your image, Daily Imprints is the choice for you. Located on Lyons Avenue, stop by or call today, 661-678-0508.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with a bite of sweet perfection from Nothing Bundt Cakes in Valencia. Their decadent cakes are ideal for your next birthday, anniversary, baby shower, wedding, holiday party, and more. Nothing Bundt Cakes makes their treats readily available without compromising quality. You can expect real butter and cream cheese, fresh eggs, and lots of love in each of their 10 luscious flavors. To order your own sweet treat, visit their Valencia Bakery in the Whole Foods Shopping Center or log on to nothingbundcakes.com.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulsed direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
A royal sweet. There's nothing like a royal sweet. Make your dreams come true.
It's a Royal Suite Home Furnishings annual President's Day parking lot sale with savings up to 70% off their parking lot and 50% off in their entire store. Take advantage of these tremendous savings now through Tuesday under the tents, in the parking lot, and in their store. Head over now to a Royal Suite for their complete President's Weekend Home Furnishings sale.
A royal sweet.
Sweet dreams. Tempur-Pedic is not included in the 50% off sale.
I started using professional copy service probably 8-9 years ago.
Choosing the right copy service was a top priority for Ron Korn, president of Newhall Escrow.
He has supplied me with all of our copy machines, material for them, supplies for them, service for the machines.
Ron's lucky he called Sean Milligan, owner of Professional Copy Service.
Their service is great. Anytime I need Sean, he is there at our beckoning call. His service is great. We couldn't do without him.
Whether you have a small business or a large company, Professional Copy Service can handle it all.
We copy most everything that we produce in the office, and we use a ton of it.
Professional Copy Service, 299-5756. 299-5756. The only authorized Canon dealer for sales and service in Santa Clarita for Santa Clarita Professional Copy Service.
They're here. They're here for us. Our business is here, and we want to keep our business and give business to the local people.
Call Sean Milligan at Professional Copy Service, 299-5756.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And our guest this afternoon now, is one of our sponsors from Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Hi, Miles McNamara. How are you?
Miles, welcome.
Hello, Senior Hour.
So how are things going, Miles? I know, in terms of care, for all of us who care for people in their homes, for Comfort Keepers in Home Care, not an easy task these days because some of our residents and clients and patients are afraid of allowing anybody in their home. How do you deal with that?
Well, we just have to make them feel comfortable. I mean, we had a high level of infection control before the pandemic, as far as the hand washing and all the things that we do to prevent the spread of anything. So, of course, when COVID hit, that became, on steroids, but it didn't really honestly change much except for wearing masks in the house from what we were already doing on a precaution level. So, I understand the hesitation, and so all we can do is when they call and just make them comfortable with what we do and the protocols that we follow. And on that note, I mean, it's like the caregivers were hesitant too, and like every other, I guess, not only home care, but every business on the planet, I mean, we are having a hard time staffing because recruitment is just so down that people don't seem to want to work. So if our listeners know anybody that would love to be a caregiver, have multiple sets of grandparents, and we have a full training system. And the fact that we're non-medical, we're able to really fully train our caregivers to help our seniors in the home. So if anybody knows people who has that compassionate heart and would love to be a caregiver, have them give us a call. We haven't actually turned down some cases, unfortunately, because we just can't staff things.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's difficult because it's ongoing where our seniors have to rely on care from the outside. And there's just sometimes no way for them to get that care because of staffing. I've seen it happen. And that ongoing fear, I think, with the surge improving right now and the weather getting warmer, I think we might see some ability to give better care. We already give, I feel, great care, but, being at home, it's really tough with, the variables and the moving target that we've had with this pandemic and this virus. So, we'll keep dodging, right, Miles? I mean, we're still doing our job and taking care of people at home. That's important.
Right. And like I said, it breaks our heart when we can't take on a new case of someone in need because we just don't have the staff to do it. Because a lot of our caregivers stepped aside too because they were scared of the pandemic and didn't want to go out and about. So as hopefully this thing passes by, some of our older or our previous caregivers will step back into the fray. And, and like I said, if anybody listening knows anybody who would love to be a caregiver, have them give Comfort Keepers a call.
And, Miles, Robin and I belong to an organization that just have gotten a bill introduced into the California legislature that will help supplement caregiver education. So it's not a law yet, but it has been presented and has a number. And so we're going to try to see if we can get that pushed through so that we can amplify and increase the number of caregivers that we can utilize at home, especially caring for seniors.
Right. Yeah, and also, what really irritates me is that they keep passing these laws that make us increase our prices so the home becomes unaffordable to seniors. I mean, just the latest one, the California legislature just, passed a bill that, at least with the expanded when someone's sick of COVID or whatever, the federal program at least let us take tax credits and we can maintain our price level. Well, now California and Governor Newsom just signed a bill that says we have to give an additional 80 hours of sick time, unpaid or nothing back. So I'm talking over 8,000 hours of revenue generating payroll at a stroke of a pen from Sacramento. And he's crushing small businesses. I mean, it's like, are you kidding me? All you're doing is increasing the cost of not only care for seniors, but anybody else caught under this umbrella. No tax credits, no state help, nothing. Just 8,000 or almost 10,000 hours of new sick time to small businesses.
Well, he's only interested in what money he gets. He doesn't care about anybody else. I've always felt that way.
Miles, if you can give me that the bill number, I'll look it up and see where that came from, because I think that's a definite detriment that should be brought forward to not just businesses, but if our seniors are involved in not getting the care that they should be getting, that's detrimental to the older adults in every community. So
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you right now, Doc. Senate Bill SB 114.
Is that
114? Okay.
SC or SZ?
SB. That's Senate. SB stands for Senate Bill.
Okay.
Yeah. So 114. Okay. Thank you, Miles.
Wow.
And before I forget, I'd love to shout out a big thank you to the community for the 11th time. I don't know if it's in a row or not, but they have named, shameless plug here, they have named they voted Comfort Keepers the ultimate home care in Santa Clarita. So I'd like to say thank you to the readers of Elite Magazine. We humbly say thank you and appreciate it.
Yes, that was a nice article.
Well, you deserve it, Miles. Your group deserves it. I mean, being out here for 20 years and caring for our older adults, seniors, it's so important that, we try to emphasize aging in place. And, it used to be send them to a nursing home, and we're, as an older, in the older generations now, we're not going to tolerate that, youngsters. That's just not going to happen. So let's get used to the fact that we're going to need services that allows older adults to remain in their home. And we just had Kevin McDonald, the CEO of the executive director of the senior center, talking about the meals provided, the activities provided, Casa Blanca. Here's looking at you, with sparkling cider. This community has risen up, and we will continue to rise up to preserve those who want to remain in their homes and not end up in a nursing home. That's what you do, Miles. You deserve every accolade that is out there, as well as the senior center, for doing what they do for older adults in our community. Thank you.
Yeah, and don't go out of business, Miles. Don't go out of business, because I'm going to need you at some point. Not anytime soon, but I will. Because I don't intend to go to a nursing home. I want to stay in my own home.
Well, I just wish the state would make it easier on us, to be honest. But that brings up a point. While all the great services that Kevin over at the senior center does, and some of the other things we've talked about it before. The old sayings: people don't plan to fail; they just fail to plan. Is our seniors should really draw that map of what aging in place looks like for them, so that the choices and the decisions, aren't out of their hands as they, progress in age and such. So I always encourage people to sit down and have that, plan, make sure all your legal documents are in place from an advanced health care directive. I mean, how our seniors should map out everything from A to Z of how they want this aging in place process to work. And it's so important. And it breaks my heart when I see folks that haven't planned, and maybe they're in the hospital. There's no advanced health care directive. They, the doctors can't listen to anybody, so they're making unsolicited decisions. So it's really, really important. I know you see this all the time, Doc. Anytime something happens, you probably, one of your first questions is, who has the advanced health care directive?
Yep. And 30% of the population have an advanced directive. But
that's way low.
70% do not.
Right.
That's your point. And, it's and we have to emphasize, please do the paperwork. You can get some of it online, have it verified by an attorney, and assure that paperwork is in place. And real quick, the law in the state of California says that if you are admitted to a hospital and you do not have an advance directive and you are unable to verbally say who your advocate will be, then the hospital or HMO or healthcare system can take over your decision making. That is the present law in the state of California, and it needs to be changed. And once again, going back to the group, Robin and I introduced this into the legislature as well, that we hope will carry forward, which will add next of kin. So there are things, Miles, like you're saying, that are just very difficult, and risk benefits is what I have to do every day to help our seniors. You are doing it every day as well, and when we bring these to the table, it will enhance what we are doing for the seniors in their home. So thank you, Miles. Appreciate everything that you're doing.
Well, the other thing too,
Absolutely.
I would suggest to children of aging parents is make sure they have long-term care insurance. I mean, I got it many years ago, much against Russ's wishes, And I'm so glad I did, because it paid for 2/3 of our long-term care bill, which was substantial amount of money. And, getting long-term care insurance is well worth the investment. It really
Yeah, because a
is.
lot of times now our seniors, our adult children are in that sweet spot where they can get a good policy for a decent premium. A lot of times it's too late for our seniors who need care right away. So yeah, little foresight there is, the old failing the plan kind of thing, the planning to fail. But to your earlier point, Dr. Dora, I know, Henry Mayo and other hospitals, if you're cognizant when you're admitted to the hospital, they have social workers and notaries on site that can come in, and you can sort of do some, makeshift abbreviated paperwork at that time of admittance. But unfortunately, most times when they're, admitted to the hospital, they're not cognizant enough to execute such paperwork. So it reverts back to, like you were saying, the HMOs in the medical field starts to take the decisions away from the kids. And so I would encourage the adult children out there as well to make sure these documents are in place, because, again, we use the term a lot, but it breaks my heart when the kids are out in the hall arguing because they have no power, no say in the care of their loved ones. And, and even if it's not explicit, you're not out there arguing about what mom would have wanted done or what dad would have wanted done. It doesn't matter, because it should be all written out in that map and plan I was talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It should. And if you have a trust or a will, make sure that information is in that. Make absolutely sure that advanced care directive is in there. It is critical, because you never know.
Well, there should be copies made, so whoever the primary agents are on that advanced healthcare directive, they should have a copy in their glove box. They should have a copy, anywhere that they can keep it, so they have it at their disposal in a drop of a hat. A lot of times we suggest to our clients that they should have their advanced healthcare directive, if they have one, in a readily available spot in their, sometimes they tape it to the back of the door. They'll tape it to the refrigerator, just in case that they're not able to speak when EMTs arrive. They find that advanced healthcare directive right there. Boom.
That's very, very, very important information, Miles. Very important to have it recognizably available so that you can see it. If necessary, have it in 2 or 3 different places.
Correct.
Hanging on the wall, taped, hanging on a something or other, on a nail or whatever. But just have it there.
Yeah, and I wasn't aware of the exact stats, but Dr. Dorio, 70% of our seniors don't have an advanced health care directive. Mm-hmm. That's scary.
It really is.
But we have to change that by people listening to this show, the Senior Hour, and hearing this when they get into the hospital. You're right, Miles. The social workers, the nurses, and everybody is out there trying to assure that if a person comes in and they're aware right away, but they don't have paperwork, we are right away trying to make sure that paperwork is generated so that people will have their rights that they want, and family members will have the rights that they want for their loved one. It's the worst thing in the world when you cannot make decisions for a loved one who might be ill.
And also to prevent a lot of friction, I've seen folks that they won't even name one of the children as the main agent because it causes conflict and argument. I mean, whoever you have in your life that you trust to follow the map that you've laid out, that's who your primary agent should be. I mean, it doesn't have to be a child. It doesn't have to be a family member. It could be anybody that you trust, because hard decisions sometimes have to be made. You can name as an agent in your advanced health care directive anybody you want to.
That's right. And they even have next of kin, under next of kin in our bill is friend. One of the bullet points is friend. So so what you're saying is correct, Miles. That some seniors might be listening to us and saying, oh, I don't have anyone that I can choose. But you can have friends. And people just think next to kin means a relative, and that's not true. You can have individuals who are friends that you can put the title on and have them your advocate.
Exactly. And again, it doesn't have to be a family member. I was actually named advanced healthcare director of an older gentleman who was dating my grandmother-in-law or whatever. He was dating her. But long story short, he named me as his DNR and his advanced healthcare directive agent. We got in a horrible accident, got injured, and that person now has to have the ability to communicate with the doctors, because his advanced healthcare directive was he wanted to be let go if he had to be on a machine. Well, of course, he elaborated, to sustain life. Well, after the horrible accident, he was on a ventilator, but it was temporary. And he kept looking at me with the eyes of, he goes, let me go. It was telling me to let him go, but he wasn't privy to the conversations that I was having with the doctor, who was telling me he's going to be off this ventilator in a couple days and he's going to live a longer, productive life. So I communicated that to him, which he understood, and he was in his 80s at the time, and he ended up living another 7-8 years.
Wow, that's
very
wonderful. Good. Okay, gentlemen, we have to take a short break. Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
It's time to experience a pain relief, wellness, and anti-aging treatment unlike any other. It's time to check out Mend Cryotherapy. Relieve chronic joint and muscle pain, diminish soreness and inflammation, alleviate stress-related symptoms, boost immune system performance, and improve sleep and recovery times. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go to Mend, M-E-N-D, cryotherapy.com on Newhall Ranch Road in the Gateway Shopping Center.
It's time to enhance your natural beauty at Hestia Medical Spa. Select from a large menu of services, including an assortment of fillers that can be used in the face, lips, hands, and a variety of other body parts. Get rid of that double chin with Kybella, an injectable treatment to permanently destroy fat cells under the chin. Hestia Medical Spa also offers Botox, Dysport, and Xeomin to help reduce severe frown lines. Experience rejuvenation at Hestia Medical Spa, located on Valencia Boulevard next to City Hall. Call 753-3434 or go online to hestiamedicalspa.com.
We salute our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom. Every week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at hometownstation.com, thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Visit hometownstation.com, sponsored by Eternal Valley.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with one of the Senior Hour sponsors, Miles McNamara of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. And before we continue a little further, may I make a suggestion that also seniors need to prepare for their burial costs, because that's something
that should all any attorney worth their salt will include that in the Advanced Healthcare Directive. Right on, everything A to Z.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's what I was going to say too. As far as we talked earlier about the Advanced Healthcare Directive, that's just the tip of the spear of the plan we were talking about earlier. I mean, you should have your entire aging in place plan written out to the day you need that burial plot, and because everybody's, some may want to go to an assisted living facility, some may want to stay in their own home if they've prepared for that. I've seen that parents are selling their home, which has really increased in value when they bought it 40, 50 years ago, and then the children maybe sell their home, and then they combine their funds and they buy a much larger house with granny flats or room where they can live together, like kind of like the Waltons. Now, some people wouldn't want to do that, but again, it's everybody's individual choice, and that plan, after you pass the tip of the Advanced Healthcare Directive, you need to really have that plan completed to Z.
Right, and the only problem sometimes is in drawing that map. Things change in life, so it is a moving target also. But that's why we tell everyone, Miles, that you have a plan, but take a look at it like once a year to assure that things are in place and exactly what you want, because our health changes, our finances changes, our family members can change also, our relationships change. So one needs to just be aware that they, because of these changes, take a look, just like we changed the batteries in our smoke detectors that we have in our homes. These are things that we need to be doing all the time, looking at the legal information that we have in front of us that is committing others to help us out. So please, if you're listening, when is it, Miles and Barbara, is it the leap year when we change our clocks for daylight savings? We're supposed to change our batteries also, right, in our smoke detectors. So think about also looking at your advanced directive and making sure it says exactly what you want.
You took that analogy right out of my mouth. I saw that was going to be my next saying, because as we age, things do change more frequently. We lose our friends who maybe was in the will or, had the primary objective in our advance. So you're right. Things change more rapidly as we age with the people surrounding us. And I was going to use that same example of this, when you change the smoke detector batteries, take a look at your Advanced Healthcare Directive and see if anything has changed.
Yeah. Look around you, because things aren't stagnant. They just aren't. And as seniors especially, everything is in flux. I mean, who expected us 2 years ago to be engulfed in a pandemic? We were just looking for the Olympics and the Super Bowl. And we were all kind of riding on a high in doing these things, and that we've gotten a piece of our high back, winning the Super Bowl, and we got a vaccine, and things are seemingly coming back to normal. But life still evolves, and we have to be aware that with these changes, we have to assure that the changes we make are adequate. So make sure smoke detector, battery, okay. I'm going to look at my advanced directive, and maybe, Miles, that maybe it won't be the individual themselves, but caregivers and family members should be alerted also to what we're talking about right now.
Absolutely.
It's also important to understand that you can have two different agents. You can have an agent for your medical decisions, and then you can have the executor/agent for your financial situation. So it doesn't have to be the same person. So again, think who you want, who you trust to do exactly what you tell them to do, both financially, who will be the executor in that part of your advanced health care directive, and you've got your medical decisions that you've discussed with them exactly what you want to happen with all the possible contingencies that you could muster.
Great
Absolutely.
information, Miles. What is the contact information that you want to give to our listeners?
Well, we've been online for over 20 years at 661-287-4200, 661-287-4200, or you can go to comfortkeepers.com, and there's a lot of great tools there to answer questions, inform you more about home care, or just call us and we'll walk you through the process.
Great, Miles. Appreciate your being on the show again. Super information for our seniors. Thank you so much for being on our show.